I also want to call Osé out a little bit.
Okay.
Osé was shitting on Halloween.
Yeah.
Osé was doing all this bullshit, all this chatter. And Osé participated maybe more than any of us this weekend.
For real?
Osé had a nice costume on.
I went out twice. Is that participating more than y'all?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what you wore specifically.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Osé was an astronaut.
For sure.
Full jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Bright orange. All just like he had the sunglasses on and everything.
It was a really good costume, but what made it better is that like you were just a member of the crew. You know what I mean? Like it was a whole spaceship full of astronauts.
Yeah, there was 7 of y'all damn near. Yeah. I'm like, yo, for someone who doesn't like Halloween, kind of participating a little bit.
There's really strength in numbers, right? Because if I was doing it alone, I would feel like a fool.
Yes.
But now I'm in a group of 7.
Okay.
And I feel like the man.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yes, yeah. I mean, you stuck out for sure. you definitely stuck out.
You know what I mean?
I will be recovering that picture and putting it right here.
I was gonna say because I love the because Osé tried to be slick because he took a picture right and it got posted. He got tagged, but I noticed Osé ain't reposted.
Yeah,
I followed someone else that was in the little crew. Why didn't you repost that one?
Man,
you can't let the people know you festive.
Nah, bro. I be talking too much shit about Halloween. I can't repost that.
I'm gonna let you get that off.
So was it like? Was there like a group leader that sent like the link?
Who organized
and everyone bought it, or did somebody buy mad astronaut suits and hand them out at the pregame?
No, I pulled up on Ken. I got the costume.
So
he had mad suits, and I was like, I don't have a costume. He's like, take this.
Now you have a suit.
That's easy.
Fire.
I'll definitely just wear this.
Fire. So he just bought 7 astronaut suits.
Yeah.
And just had to fill them.
Exactly.
That's fire. That's a good. I respect it. If you're gonna get people to commit to something, sometimes you just gotta jump out the door, hop off the porch, buy the ticket. You know what I mean, and say you're coming or you're not.
We'll do a group costume next year, and we gotta like be on the podcast with it.
Can we do the one that I was talking about in the Patreon episode?
What was that one? Can we say that on the not Patreon episode?
It was dictators.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to the stereo. Hey, what? Fuck. What up, y'all? Welcome back to the Industry Plans podcast.
What is good? Episode 155.
Back at y'all, man. Back at y'all. I'm Miles. To my left, we got Spencer. To my right, we got Osé.
Yes, sir. If you like our content and want to see an exclusive episode every week, make sure to follow us on Patreon. The link is down below.
Yes,
we got an extra episode every week.
Yep.
We got unedited reactions on there where you can watch us listen to all the new music. We got a whole bunch of stuff. So support our careers and go tap in with that.
Back at y'all, man. I'm happy to be back on mics. It was a productive week, an interesting week because I feel like we didn't get too much new music.
I mean, it was just overshadowed. It was literally the day before Halloween, I guess.
Kind of. I just feel like we've been in such a good flow state with music. Like there's been like probably at least 2 or 3 releases every week that I'm really excited about. This one, I feel like there was a couple singles, but it was really kind of just marinating with shit. But there was drama.
Yeah.
There was conversation.
Yeah.
I saw bald NLE Choppa doing his best Tupac impression. That was really, really funny. Can we kind of, do we want to start? I want to kind of start there a little bit.
We can start there.
Just because I was not expecting that. And NLE Choppa at this point in time, I can't really get a grasp on what his direction is. Because I seen him on the One podcast with Jonathan Majors and Ray J and Kevin on stage. And they talking a lot about God and just maturing as a man. And he's just kind of putting on this like really woke persona. And then he's also aggressively bald now too. So everything that he's saying is kind of funnier, but he's trying to be really serious.
He's also NLE The Great now.
Oh yes, no more Choppa. Because we're not promoting gun violence over here. Come on now, y'all. So he does that, and then I don't hear from him for a couple weeks. And then next time I see him, is a remix of the Hit 'Em Up beat, and he's talking to a caricature actor of NBA Youngboy, going at him, kind of saying, you fucking up the youth, da-da-da-da, you the problem. And he does a little dancey dance. And like the full video, if you haven't seen this, I'm forgetting the name of the song. It's an NLE Choppa, or NLE The Great, diss track towards NBA Youngboy, where he is paying homage to a lot of famous dances and songs, and he's doing a whole choreography thing. And we're in the diss track era, but this one felt a little different to me. I don't know how y'all got to read on this.
It feels extremely random, especially because when NLE Choppa, NLE The Great first came out, everyone compared him a lot to Youngboy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, oh, you're just doing the Youngboy thing. And then he slowly moved away from that and into a different category. But it does still feel like a very random thing to do to somebody that people really compared you to as like almost like a copy, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like talking to one of your peers like a father figure or like someone who knows better is kind of crazy to me when like I think they're both like 24, 25, like they both young niggas. Like Young Boy is, I don't think anyone is out here thinking Young Boy is like the most stand-up citizen in the world. I'm not condoning all the shit he does, but like nobody's perfect. That nigga living his life. I didn't think he was bothering NLE The Great of anyone. I don't know.
He was on a CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
Hey, stay here, bro. You gonna keep getting better. I promise. Just keep working.
Yeah,
Like
I really like. I mean, I do like NLE in terms of like the new stuff he's been doing in terms of like moving more toward God, like talking more about his faith, all that. But I do feel like this is a misstep when it comes to his career. It doesn't feel like it's even aligned with the new narrative he's trying to put out there.
maybe like, you know how celebrities kind of all do like the costumes for Halloween? Like they all do those crazy dress ups and things like that. Maybe NLE was like, I want to play dress up and I want to do all these different things. I want to be Tupac. I want to do all these different little costumes and I'm going to just put a music video together.
Nah, because
this was like an art project.
But this is so like this is the path he's been walking for years at this point. Remember when he was like meditating and he was like doing the cheese stuff and talking about like not nutting and like doing all like
that was your biggest takeaway from that?
It was. I mean, he was really pushing that. He was talking about saving your chi through whatever they call it when you don't nut.
Yeah.
But I think this is really on brand, and I can't lie. I think I like this development for him. You know, I think he probably made $1 million off every single shot of flow, 1 through 58. So he's breaded up. He's good.
That's why I'm
go do some shit that's really gonna let you go to sleep at night with a clear conscience. Go towards God. Make the world a better place. Do whatever you think is right.
I guess, but again, I think you could do that without calling people out. I think NLE has a great understanding of the internet and shock value and knows how to go viral because like I don't think any of us are out here thinking like that Slut Me Out song is like the craziest thing, but it was like a viral moment.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that song did what it was supposed to do because he knows how to create conversation. I think he knew exactly what an NBA Youngboy call out was gonna do.
Definitely.
And it's like, I don't know if he got an album coming or something to drop or something that he's promoting, but I think that was good to just get him in the news and talking again. I mean, shit, that kind of flows into the way that we're supposed to open this shit up. Artist stock up, artist stock down. Who wants to start this time?
I can go.
Okay.
My artist whose stock is up this week is Wale. I think Wale has had a really good summer and fall, to be completely honest, but it seems to all be peaking right now. This week he dropped his new record with Odile called City on Fire. He's promoting his album, which is out, I think, in 2 weeks, called Everything Is a Lot. I think the song was great. Before the Odile song, he did that track with Benny X. Yeah. I think he's aligning with the right people, especially after the narrative this summer with Kai Cenat.
I was going to say.
Where he was like almost like portrayed as this like old figure that wasn't tapped in with the youth that the youth didn't know. So I kind of like this pivot for him. And the music's been really good. Everything he's touched has been fire, even going all the way back to this summer with Where to Start. Mm-hmm. I still play that song.
I love that shit.
That's one of my favorite Wale songs ever. Yeah. Like, I think that is a really, really fire
Crazy
track.
Sample.
I hope it's on the album. But I just think he's doing a lot of really good things. The Joe interview was great. The way he's been visible in the press. I just didn't really expect to be really talking about Wale in 2025. No disrespect, he's a legend, but like I think he is making sure that the industry and the consumer is treating him as such, which is fire.
And I think he has kept it music because it's hard for someone like him when he's doing the lyrical shit. You know, I feel like we kind of understood what a Wale song was going to be at a certain point to reinvent himself again and finding ways that he can still work with new acts and make it interesting. The Odile song sounds like they should have been working together forever.
Yeah.
Like that's a hand in glove fit. I love how that sounds. The him and Benny X song, I would have never expected that pairing. So he needs to just keep pushing the boundary. And I think the project's going to be good because he's always been a pretty strong album artist too.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited. That's your hometown hero, right?
I was going to say.
Bro, I feel like we're entering an era where anything really goes in hip hop. It's completely reinventing itself. And like, I think Wale is starting to slowly climb up to where he always should have been amongst the greats.
Yeah, and
J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick. We'll put him back in that category, man.
But I don't again like I know it's corny because we always compare. You know what I mean? I'm not going to criticize that, but I do think he's also at the point in his career where he doesn't need to be. Him being put next to all those people, I feel like kind of puts him in a weird light. Like he at this point is a legend. Let him just be him, and the music is going to speak for itself. You know, Wale's had a great career. He's going to be around for a while. I'm a big fan, so shout out to him. For my artist stock up, I'm going to do Summer Walker. And we're obviously going to speak about her album when it comes out, Finally Over It. I'm a huge Summer Walker fan. But I love that she's really stepping into herself as a superstar more and more, even though clearly it's kind of uncomfortable for her. I don't know if you guys watched her sit down with Speedy, but it was probably the most funny interview he's ever done.
Really?
Because you can tell that she's funny.
Yeah.
And really, really witty and like quick on her feet. But she also is trying not to like, she knows that she's a little bit awkward and uncomfortable. So like she wants to make light of that and still be like entertaining, I guess.
Yeah.
And it took her a minute to warm up. But once she got in her bag of kind of just being like sassy and like she's an asshole a little bit.
Yeah.
And I appreciate someone who can kind of play that heel role the way that she was talking about men and shit like that. She got a viral fucking tweet off and shit, people talking about what she was doing. So I love that. And then she also did an interactive experience with an escape room this week for Halloween. Her and YouTube partnered and they did something in Atlanta for her album. I think that was cool. So all the things around the music are great. I think that R&B is in a really good place. Obviously, Kehlani's going crazy, but I think she's going to be another one who maybe has potential to get a big, big hit before the year's over.
What was the deal with the interactive experience? So it was like she like hosted an escape room and fans and came and like partook in it. And YouTube, were they doing like a live stream?
She didn't like host it. I think it was just themed with like her art and shit like that, and like for her album and all of her content and shit. But I don't know if she was like hosting it or anything.
That's cool.
That kind of feels crazy if Summer Walker was like talking over the mic in an escape room while I'm trying to figure that shit out.
Yo, I would love that.
I don't know if
Sings
I need
me
that.
the directions.
I don't know if I want that, bro. She might talk a lot of shit.
I got another question though. Is Speedy the best one-off interviewer in the game right now? Like just one-on-one. Like is there anyone better?
It's so hard to say because it's such a different style of interview, because I think Speedy's interviews are very short. Mm-hmm. And that's not a knock against him because the structure is different. Like that's just as difficult to do as a long form interview. I think he's the most versatile.
Yeah.
Like I think you could put Speedy in a bunch of different rooms, be it athletes, entertainers, politicians, whatever. And I think he's going to do a really, really good job. I don't know if he's like the best at any one thing.
Yeah, I think he's good with women.
Yeah. Excellent.
I think he has really good interviews with women.
I feel you, but even like for a woman, I might go like Angie Martinez.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because her show's really, really good. But Speedy is going to go viral. Speedy, the content's going to look great. I think he's top 3.
Yeah.
At least if he's not the best.
Yeah, he's great.
Speedy Stock Up.
Speedy Stock Up.
My artist whose stock is up is Jim Legxacy. Jim dropped an incredible project earlier this year. Definitely a standout out of the underground like artists that have been dropping. Obviously, he's associated with like YT, and then there's Fake Mink coming out of the UK. But definitely my favorite project coming out of that scene. And then he had an amazing verse on Dave's new project, really showcasing his versatility and like continuing that story and that collaboration. And it really made me realize that like that big of a cosign so early on is really like unprecedented.
Yeah.
Like for most artists, I don't think we really see that unless like maybe you get signed to a label or something, or like their imprint on a label. You know what I mean?
And I think Jim has been around for a little minute too. Like I think he was like kind of your favorite artist that you don't know yet.
Yeah, he low-key has been making like this like sadder, like more painful, like I don't know, like soulful like rap music. It's pretty interesting.
The album was called Homeless Nigga Pop Music.
Yeah, that's the one that came before this one, before the Black British music one. Yeah, no, it's super crazy. I'm excited to see a little bit more of him like front facing. Obviously, we've seen like a couple music videos, but I want to see more performances. I want him to come to the US. I feel like someone like that really has potential to grow in the scene over here and really have a lot of crossover appeal.
And shout out to Arshawn. I think his interview with Jim Legxacy is really, really good. Mm-hmm. If you hear him talk and kind of just get to hear him tell his story, you understand that there's a reason why he took some time off of music. I think he's grown a lot just as a person. He's obviously been through some personal tragedy, and I think that causes someone to have to mature really quickly, and putting that into the music is difficult to do without it being just like pain. Yeah. He's found a way to articulate that in a really, really cool way that's uplifting at times too. You feel like you can learn a lot from listening to him, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He would be a good choice for like year-end artist stock up. Like which artist
best
like
new artist
rose their, that's another way to say it, I guess. Because to me it's like there's been so few people that I've seen come up in the underground hip-hop space in the past 8 years where I've been like, you could be a superstar. You know what I mean? And I think Yeah, I think he was the only one this year where I'm all the way bought in. Like, yo, you came up in this world. You could legitimately be a music superstar.
Well, I think even the way that he illustrates stories, right? Like, big comparison, but I feel like the way that I feel when I hear Jim Legxacy reminds me of the way that I feel or that I felt when I heard X for the first time.
I'm not mad because they're like alternative artists, like really like alternative hip hop artists. Like it's like they're lumped in with all these rappers, but they're not always really
blending
making rap
genres and
music.
styles.
Yeah.
I don't know if I see how they live in the same world. Nah, shout out to Jim. Shout out to Jim. Getting into new music, because I guess we're going to argue, because I thought Osé was going to fuck with the new Brent Faiyaz song, but I guess you weren't really loving it?
Oh, no, I lied. I like it.
Okay, we're going to need to have a whole Brent conversation because I think you've been asking about it. He obviously announced the Icon album unprompted.
Yeah.
No one was begging for the new Brent album. Not to say that we don't love new Brent Faiyaz music. I'm just saying
that's crazy to say.
No, I'm saying Brent Faiyaz was active.
I think his comment section would say otherwise, but I understand what you mean in the mainstream. It's like nobody was like, no, I don't want to say it without sounding like people, there was no demand.
No, it's not. It's not in a mean way. I think Brent Faiyaz has been dropping music. I think Brent Faiyaz gave us a full album a year ago, 2 years ago,
2023, 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
it was 2
It's
years
been
ago.
a while. Like I think people were ready for a Brent album.
I'm excited for it, but he had just given us Tony Soprano and another song. Like it was clear that he was gearing up for something, but I didn't like. The point is, I didn't think he was going to put the pressure on himself to put out a date that he wasn't ready for. Clearly, something happened at the beginning of this new music video. He starts off with a text exchange basically saying that he wanted to scrap the album the day before it was supposed to release, and then he sent them the file of this new single.
You know what I think happened?
Uh-uh.
I think he signed a Rock Nation deal.
Based off what?
Yo,
So we're just name dropping now. What are you talking about?
And was like, yo, you better react to the new Brent. And I was like, Brent Jackson. And he was like, ha, 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 ha. And I was like, this guy definitely signed a Rock Nation deal.
yeah, because since when would he just hit you to listen to something?
Also, he's just in Brent's comment section with fire emojis.
Okay, can we leave this in?
I mean, I'm believing out the name, but yeah, it sounds like we got a little.
But is this information that could be out there?
I mean, shit, I don't have personal inside information. This is just my brain putting pieces together.
Anybody could put these pieces together. I think we can leave it in.
Yeah.
Brent Faiyaz signed to Rock Nation. You heard it here first. Industry Plans Podcast. Wait, but in what capacity, right? Because he's
Management.
Pulse and ISL. Oh, management?
Definitely management. I feel like, when you're an artist as big as Brent, right? You got the $50 million United Masters deal already. And you just want to expand. Like, why not add more people to your team? You have the money. That's why he's on private jets and shit recording music.
And I also think that we've been kind of hinting at it and saying it loosely, but niggas like Leon Thomas, Odile, they're making it scary for people like Brent. Not to say Brent is not talented, but you have to come correct in this musical climate now. You can't drop some passive shit. And I think that with this last project, which I loved, what was it called?
Larger Than Life.
I thought it was a great album, but I don't think there was anything that really hit crazy off it. I don't know if that was a super big cultural moment. And again, I think Brent Faiyaz has given us great, consistent music over the last couple of years, but he does have another step I feel like he could take. And with this next project, you have to approach it a certain way and with a certain level of intention, because you don't want people to feel like they've got familiar with you and they know what to expect.
Yeah.
And from a narrative standpoint, I do feel like Brent might have gotten stuck in that lane. We know that he's kind of the toxic R&B nigga and he's the face of that, but what more can he give?
Yeah.
How can he tell a different story?
Well, I think just going back to like my first point, I think right now, obviously, you don't necessarily just rely on, I need to be able to tell a different story. I think you do that. You make the conceptual project that's a different story, and then you start making big business moves that put you in a different position.
Of course.
I feel like there's a tour coming. I feel like there's probably a whole nother like section to his business that we're about to be introduced to. Like, I think Brent is really on some businessman shit, and I feel like that would make sense.
But I don't think that's new for him.
Like, what's up?
I don't think that's new for him. I think Brent has been extremely entrepreneurial from the beginning of his career.
I agree, which is why I'm saying like I feel like there's another step to be taken.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's where the change is going to be for him. I think that he might have heard some of the other things that came out this year and some other music, and maybe it went back to the drawing board to be like, is my shit up to par with what it needs to be?
Yeah, regardless of why the album got scrapped, I really do like him telling fans that.
Yeah.
Like I like him working it into a new song. This sounds really good. So it's not just like a full letdown. Because I think a lot of people were disappointed when they saw the date come and go. And they're like, yo, where is this record? So I think it's always best to communicate with your fans. Let them know, hey, like I'm just here to give you the best album I can possibly make. And to do that, I'm scrapping this old one. So you're going to have to wait a couple more months, maybe another year. Who knows? But like, it's coming, you know?
Shout out to Tommy and all them too. They produced on the new track. Speaking about the new song,
I saw that.
I think it's really fucking good.
I do too. What's it called?
It's called, If I Have To.
Yeah.
If I Have To. It's a great vibe. I think that Brent is on his conversation shit with a woman. Mm-hmm. I think that that's always the approach he kind of takes with this. The music video kind of follows that theme. It's like a text conversation back and forth. But this is kind of him on his lover boy vibe a little bit. Kind of saying like, I'm a find my way to you. I'm gonna get over it. I don't know. Like, I think that's a different sound for him maybe, because I don't think in his songs he seems attached to his love interest all the time. Mm-hmm. This seems like he might be a little more tapped in. I don't know.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I think it is a little bit of a different story he's telling here. And like you said, the music video accompanying it has like him exchanging texts with somebody he's close
The
to.
nigga needs a public relationship.
What would that do for him?
I think that might give someone a person that he's talking about, like put a face to a name.
Okay.
I think that might be just, he needs something that's going to.
But it depends, because he kind of be dogging these women sometimes. So it can't be somebody that has like a dedicated fan army, or they're going to be like pissed every time he drops a song.
You don't get married to somebody, but like I think he could stand next to someone who could maybe help elevate his celebrity status a little bit more. I don't know.
Yo, but these songs sound crazy if you know the woman. These songs sound pretty crazy.
Which is to his
People
benefit.
get done dirty every day, bro. I'm like,
but they don't be getting sung about it.
Well, it would be to his
they
benefit
do,
for,
bro. All these songs
for
about
people to
somebody.
associate with somebody. You know what I mean?
You said what?
If there was a dedicated fan base that knew the music was about somebody, it would be to his benefit, regardless of how it's going.
more conversation.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You know,
It would also be on brand.
I think it's funny how niggas just be skipping release dates and not saying anything. Because I went on Roddy Ricch's page and it says that the Navy Blue album is coming October 24th.
Yeah, that is
And
pretty
it's
crazy.
November, whatever.
He got to update his bio. He got to update his bio.
but
I'm waiting on that though. That's gonna be a good project.
I mean, but seriously, guys, don't give us dates if it's not ready. It's not. There's no point in doing that.
Yeah.
We spoke about the Wale O'Deal single. That's great. If you haven't heard that, tap in for sure. Until Japan, he dropped a new song. I'm happy for him. Stay active. He just did a 3-show run. LA, New York, Atlanta. Peasy, who's an underground artist who I think is really dope, was opening for him. The shows look great. Japan is doing things the right way, I think. Stay consistent. Start working on your live element. His shows look good. He's bringing the energy. I think the new song is great too.
Yeah, I really like the new song. It was a little surprising because after the last record, not the last one, the one before it, what was it? You remember what that one's called?
Safe Travels.
Yeah, after Safe Travels, he like totally disappeared, right? No music for a long time, not a lot of activity on any of his socials, full mysterious. So to see him so quickly follow up his last project with a new song, whether it's loosely a single for a new rollout, you know, letting people see his face, doing shows, it's a good look.
He's trying. I think he's gonna need to drop a lot of music if he wants to really get mainstream.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of it for the new stuff that came out.
Yeah, one thing I'll say is if you want to listen to these songs, pretty much everything we talk about that we like, we do put on our weekly playlist. It's called Weekly Rotation.
Yeah.
It's on Spotify and Apple Music. 30 new songs every week, 10 from each of us. It's a great way to stay tapped in and know what we're talking about all the time, because that's where we put all the shit we like. So go follow that.
I wanted to kind of get into this too when you were speaking about Wale, because I was trying to make the point where we can appreciate someone like Wale's career more because we have great memories with his music. He was able to make a very long career off music. I think he's respected within the industry. If you're not Kai Cenat, like everyone holds him in a very high regard.
Yeah.
And I think that with rap music and the conversation about it not being in the Billboard Top 50 anymore, we saw the Smino tweet where it was like, rap is back underground again. And I think that that's kind of vague to someone who maybe doesn't all the way know what's going on. And I think it is hard to kind of a nuanced conversation about this, because I think rap not being in the Billboard Top 10 is a good and bad thing. And you just have to understand how we move forward with that. and not make the genre worse as a whole, because I think rap can be and is in a good place. You just can't, like, at the top level, right? The shit that gets on the Billboard, the shit that gets pushed, the shit that gets viral, a lot of those factors and the things that lead to that can be controlled by whether it's record labels, Billboard itself, whatever. You can pay to get that new Music Friday slot. You know what I mean? A lot of those aesthetic things. What you can't fake is fan bases coming out and supporting new music. If you sell D2C stuff, you know what I mean? That's all very authentic. So you see someone like Jid, you see someone like Smino. Both of them just did tours and sold amazing tickets all across the United States off no single, off no big project. Smino dropped Maybe in Nirvana, and I don't think that was really making a lot of noise. So independent rap and these smaller organizations are still able to feed their fan bases, work in their niches, and have very fruitful careers. And they're making great music on top of that. I love the shit that Smino's been a part of this year. I think the Jid album is one of my favorite projects this year. We're seeing Clips kind of moving on their accord. Their shit isn't charting, but they're dominating the conversation in hip hop. And I think we can all agree that their album was a positive thing that dropped.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of think that maybe this is a good thing, that rap is being looked at this in the mainstream media, and maybe the genre is getting stronger. What's you guys' take on that?
And I want to continue to develop this, but I do feel like it's a good thing, just because if rap is going underground, right, that means that the people that like actually appreciate like hip hop and rap at its core are going to continue to consume it, while the people that were just fair weather fans are gonna move on to something else.
Exactly.
And I do feel like from a consumption standpoint, while it may not be the best for sales, if you spent the time building up an independent fan base, or at least a fan base that is like there for not only your music, but your persona, the merch you put out, like the real product that you provide and the brand that you've built up, you're going to win in this economy because you've already have a loyal fan base. I think Larry June is somebody that is a perfect example of that. He's been quote unquote underground, or like not really a mainstream rap figure for years, but he's found a way to build up a fan base that is going to support him for life. And he's going to be rich. If he's already rich, but like that's going to make him money forever. You know, I think if you're able to like build like that, like a Smino, like a Larry June, I think Samaritan's doing an incredible job of that right now. Like really build up these niche communities that really like mess with you and your art. You're going to be fine. You know 100%. What I mean?
Yeah, I think it depends. Your question depends on who you're asking. Who is it good or bad for? You know what I'm saying? Because I think just like honestly, like it's bad for rappers. It's bad for people to make rap music. It's bad because it's no longer the most poppin' genre. And
But if you're making money off your tours and you're still being profitable, why does it matter if you're on a Billboard chart or not?
Because there's less resources from major companies to help support your art.
But you don't need those. Those companies don't want us. Those companies should no longer benefit off us. If you look at all these major record labels, if you look at all these institutions, they're getting rid of black people. They're firing black people. They don't have people who could speak to culture. They don't have anyone who understands rap music. So I don't think that these labels are trying to make money off rap music, so they shouldn't. So we don't need those resources anyways. But if rappers are still able to move on their own accord with their own smaller organizations and make money, it's fine if they're not getting
but they could do that anyway.
What do you mean?
They can move on their own accord. Larry June did it while rap was the most popular genre in the world.
Exactly.
Like you could like at any time you could do that. That's the right way to develop. But what I'm saying is what happened, I don't think it's any sort, like we all have been in meetings, have been behind some closed doors in the industry. I don't think this is like a malicious thing where there was a choice made to like move rap out of the spotlight.
I completely disagree.
I really think it's just cultural trends. We've seen it throughout the history of music, ebbs and flows. What happens with culture is when something becomes the most popular, the counterculture always becomes cooler and the counterculture always bubbles until that becomes the new culture. And so when nothing is going to stay on top of the charts forever. Nothing ever has. So realistically, rap ruled for 8-9 years, really long run. The culture shifted. There's other kinds of music people are interested in right now. And so I think a lot of the moves within the industry were following cultural consumption trends. I don't think they were malicious moves made by C-suite executives.
I think it's a symptom of a problem that started years ago when rap was still thriving. I think when Kendrick, Drake, Meg, Nicki, all of these people were dropping hitters. Cardi at the peak of her powers with Invasion of Privacy. All these people were going crazy, right? that was the product of years of artist development and the genre growing in the right direction, having the right people in these buildings to where their music could be cultivated and grown and their fan base were created in a good way. I think after them, and once they were already popping and it was kind of set in motion, I think that slowly but surely over the last, let's say, 6 years, 7 years even. Oh, well, damn it. I didn't mean to do that. Over the last 6 years, I think we could all agree that there's been slowly just black executives getting pushed out. Things happening to where people in positions of power and people who have influence within these companies are no longer able to speak to the black experience or what's going to move black culture. So then when you have all of these new artists getting signed, there's no one in this building who knows how to work their projects. I think you're seeing a lot of black music at major labels that's pretty good not get worked the right way and not get pushed the right way. So these artists have viral moments, but they don't have careers really established. And then they flame out after 2 projects with them and they get dropped.
I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. I think I noticed this happening more like 2 or 3 of the past years. I don't think in 2019 I was seeing this like exodus of black executives. I think that was the moment when record labels were really building their black staffs to push the most popular music in the world.
I feel like it's been a conversation since I've heard about the industry that there's just not black people in these rooms that are having conversation. There's obviously been people who have been able to be successful in spite of this, but there's not that many black executives in power. I think there was obviously Sylvia at Epic. Mm-hmm. There was Kevin at 300. Mm-hmm. Besides those 2, I don't know any others that are like that level at majors, right?
I mean, well, United Masters is a major, but Steve Stout.
Yeah, but I'm talking majors.
Damn, I really should know. But
so this shit's really been a thing. You know what I mean? And now it just seems like it's come to a head and there's nothing we could do about it. So now like it's kind of just get it how you live and get your resources somewhere else because I don't think you could really go to that pot anymore.
Yeah,
consistently.
Which is why I say that it like, yes, still build your, like use the Larry June model. Definitely build your touring, build your touring revenue, build your D2C revenue, ground up foundation. Yes, of course. But I'm saying rap doesn't need to go underground for people to do that. That was always something they could have done. Now there's just less alternative routes for people to take.
But when you're not trying to be the biggest genre in the world and you're not trying to be mainstream, you're not trying to be Billboard, and you're not trying to be radio, you're able to focus your energy more effectively and super serve your audience. Because when you're not trying to please everyone, now I could just please Larry June fans. I could just please Mike fans. And make a living off that consistently and figure out ways to do merch, vinyl, and all that other shit and do my shows to where I'm still having an abundant amount of income. I have a fan base. I'm growing. But just like, it's underground shit. It's not, because I think underground is like is the wrong word to use.
No, I know what you're saying. And I agree. Because that's kind of what I was saying about culture is when something is on top, it's not going to stay on top forever because now you're making music to chart. You know what I mean? You're putting money in other people's pockets. Like you're trying to do too much. Like the best shit always comes from a situation more like that. And that's why there are always going to be ebbs and flows within each genre. So yeah, I think hip hop is going to go down and become niche and be subculture for X amount of years. But I think it is probably actually going to make the music better. And it's probably going to rise again in 5-10 years and have another crazy moment where we actually have superstars of the caliber of a Drake, of a Kendrick, of a J. Cole to really like take us, of a Cardi B, of a Nicki, Lil Wayne. I think it just needs a little time to develop.
Yeah, I think there's also a couple interesting things happening too. Like I think it's layers to it because the black music executive no longer really being in the label system is a thing. I think the whole creation of short form content also did a number on rap because I feel like the barrier to entry got even lower than it's always been. And like people were signing things that didn't really make sense. Like you would sign a viral trend that was like a rap song. And then all of a sudden that artist with no artist development is just sitting in the system, like trying to figure out like what their next move is. Nobody internally knows what to do. So then that's out. And then also too, like we're in a weird political state right now. Like, bro, the MAGA mindset like literally rules over this country right now. Yeah. Pop and country music, like white people are trying to be white again. Like, let's be real. That's really what they're on right now. White people are going back to pop and country music to represent them, and they're going to those shows and they're doing that thing. You know what I mean? And I don't want to say that that's all just like MAGA, but the point I'm making overall is that there is a cultural shift in what the public is consuming as well.
Yeah.
And so that goes back to your point, because while I do want to be fist up and be like, oh, nah, like people are working against us, it's a combination of different things, right? Like it's also that the mainstream is not necessarily tapping into this music anymore. And the last thing that I will put out there is the fall of, and I don't want to put this all on one man because I do feel like this is a big thing, but I think that Drake falling kind of revealed this whole thing, because he's really the one that charts. And he's really the one that's going to drop an album every single year. Kendrick, of course, is going to chart. J. Cole, of course, is going to chart. But they're not as consistent as him. So him being taken out the picture, that was a big chess move taken out of like the whole hip hop scene.
But that's interesting because what you just said with Drake, Kendrick, Cole, the only one out of the three of them that I feel like has really kind of played the major game is Drake.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Drake has kind of always, before the last couple of years, been like a label darling, it seems like. Like Universal was excited to throw the big check at him.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than saying that he was like, I feel like he might have been putting a Band-Aid over the issue.
Yes, that's what I meant.
That's
You know,
that's what I
like,
meant.
I don't know, but like, do we want to big up that? Like, was Drake giving the people a path that is repeatable? Can you learn
like throughout
from
his career?
Like in 2025, could a rapper really move like Drake and be successful? Like, is there going to be a way to like, I think that
What do you mean? Like in the music that they make, in the way that they run their business? Like
in the way that they run their business.
So he's okay.
Yeah,
So he's
they could-
actually super interesting because I think yes at his core, but no, because his real problem is that Drake fell off because he decided to continue playing the game and try and keep up with the youth and ride trends. I feel like the reason that he was falling off in the first place was because he wasn't making quality music anymore. He was trying to ride waves. And I think that is something people can learn from.
Who is the last well-spoken, non-street rapper to get signed to a label and given all the resources in the world, development, features, budget to push the shit, like everything?
Like in the last 5 years?
Sure. You can go 10.
I mean, somebody. Oh,
Jack Harlow.
I was going to say that, but I didn't want to joke around. I was going to really try and answer your question.
That's the only one.
But you're saying that, okay, I was going to say as a joke, but you're saying that as the truth.
That's what they want to push. That is what, if you want to be if you want to be a rapper, it seems like that's the only situation that they're going to be pushing your shit if you're not doing some street shit.
I mean, you said not street, and this kind of walks the line, but I think about Roddy Ricch in 2020. That seemed like the whole Atlantic system was all the way behind him.
Not mad at that.
You know, I
Not
just
mad at
think
that.
he dropped a bad album and fell off, you know?
Rod Wave, do you think he's kind of done it?
I don't know.
I was thinking last 5 years. I feel like Rod Wave was signed a little earlier than the pandemic.
Yeah.
So
But also, so my question
also
is...
it's not necessarily like he'd be rapping, but I would say it's more just like, bro, I don't even know what to define it as. People define Rod Wave as hip hop and R&B, or sorry, hip hop and rap, but he be singing, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, so as a follow-up question to that, who is somebody that should have gotten that in the past 5 years? A new artist that's that talented, that could make music, that would cross over everywhere, that deserved the massive check that didn't get it.
I would say, I'd probably say my best two answers off the top of my head would be Red Veil and Jid. I feel like didn't get the support that they maybe could have taken them to the next level a little bit more.
I agree with the Red Veil take. I feel like, when did Red Veil really become a thing? Was it 2020?
I don't know if he's ever, but is he signed to? I think he was signed to a major.
So there was a point where Red Veil was like really bubbling, like really gonna be like the underground, like darling, the person.
Yeah.
And I feel like he kind of like moved away from that. And I do feel like maybe if there was more support there, or maybe if there was a stronger like plan and mission statement.
Maybe,
there.
Because it seems like we just didn't hear from him.
But I like,
and that could be a problem of getting signed and then not getting work right.
I like the Jid conversation. I think that was someone who was pushing a decent message, was not doing any street shit, but had also shown commercial success that it didn't even, like, I didn't need like a bunch of label people to come and give him direction, but I don't know. I feel like he just could have had maybe bigger budget, more push, like just some more fanfare around him that could have been created by them, because he was giving you songs like a Stick on that Dreamville tape.
Yeah.
I think that was a really big streaming song.
Yeah.
Like that 151 Rum song. He had the fucking Ceiling Challenge song. Like he's done shit that has like really moved on the internet. Yet I feel like he kind of is moving like an indie artist. Why is this new album not getting more conversation? And it's really good too. Why is it not moved like the Doechii album? Doechii got a push.
Yeah.
But she's indie. Like with
She's
TDE,
not
or not
indie.
not indie. She has but another thing. She has TDE.
Yeah.
And I guess Jid has Dreamville.
Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, they're both signed to majors.
Do you? But it's interesting you bring up Doechii, because we like Doechii here. You know what I mean? But you do see how the mainstream, quote unquote, has been reacting to Doechii. It hasn't always been positive.
And it does
just
feel like a lot when it's, yeah.
it's the shit, bro. It's a brutal industry. They'll build you up, and then as soon as everybody likes you, now everybody's gonna start shitting on you. But at the end of the day, yes, Twitter has nasty words for Doechii, but I'm sure you guys have seen the clips from this tour that she just started.
Yeah.
Selling out massive rooms. Like people love Doechii. I think there's Twitter is a propaganda machine in itself.
Yeah.
That I think we've all seen behind. And like if you actually gauge what the culture thinks based on what's being seen on Twitter, I think you're doing yourself a disservice.
I think bots and propaganda can get used both ways though.
What
Because
you
now
mean?
I think niggas just write off all hate as bots. I think niggas just can't. Like sometimes niggas just really don't fuck with your shit. Like,
Right, but I'm just saying you can't.
not to say that this is about Doechii either. I like Doechii. I seen a lot of people, because I saw Meg had a similar thing. Meg was on live talking after her recent release, and she was like, "Don't you think all the Meg Thee Stallion hate you see online is a little bit like weird? Like it's a little bit much, you know what I mean? It's because it's not real. It's bots. It's people paying on her downfall." And I'm not gonna say that there's not those type of bots and people pushing negative narratives and shit like that. But I also don't think we could just say that all hate is manufactured. And sometimes people are critical of your art.
Yeah,
And
I'm
that's
not
fine.
spending my hard-earned money toward hate.
You know what
You know
I mean?
what I mean? Like to preying on people.
Like not everyone talking shit is getting paid. And again, I don't want to make it seem like I'm directing it at them. I've heard a bunch of people use this take.
Yeah.
It's like the niggas who like, you ever heard a nigga say like, "Damn, I'm shadow banned." It's like, nah, nigga, you just have no motion. no one is checking for you, gang.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that conversation. We love rap. Rap is gonna be fine, I think. We just gotta keep putting out music, guys.
Rap's gonna get better.
You know what would help rap?
What?
A Verzuz.
Yeah.
If you guys saw all the stuff at Complex, we had Verzuz back, No Limit versus Cash Money, and that sparked interesting conversation because I think Joe Budden was the first ones that was talking about this, but they were basically like nobody could fuck with Jay-Z in a Verzuz. I'm not gonna sit here and argue up and down for Jay-Z being the best Verzuz nigga, but I do want to talk about who are the people that are unfuckwithable in Verzuz, and what would be the matchups that might get, a little contentious. Because to me, the most obvious one, and like this is outside of hip hop, but like the one that I need is Usher versus Chris Brown.
Ooh, that'd be
wow.
fire.
That's the one that I think would shut everything down. I think Chris washes him. I fuck with Usher, but like I think that would be the one for me. On the rap side, I think the best one, and we kind of got a little bit of it at the Larry Hoover concert, it would be Drake versus Kanye. That's my rap
But
one.
I'll put Kanye against Jay-Z though.
Kanye wipes the floor with Jay-Z.
Kanye's
That's what I'm
wiping
saying.
Jay-Z.
Can
Drake is wiping Jay-Z.
Damn near.
Oh, yeah.
To me,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
I think Lil Wayne might wipe Jay-Z in a
I
versus.
think Lil Wayne and Jay-Z is the right matchup.
I think that's a good
Lil
one.
Wayne and Jay-Z is very, very tough. Can Kanye do songs that he produced?
No.
He has to
Not fair.
That'd be too unfair.
Can he do feature verses? Can
Yeah,
you
you can do features. You can do features.
Okay, I don't think you can.
I don't think he needs to.
He doesn't need to.
He doesn't need to.
He
either.
doesn't need to. I think Kanye is who do you take Kanye versus Drake versus?
Who do I take in a Kanye versus Drake versus?
You're biased.
Kanye.
Kanye.
I agree.
Pretty easily.
I agree.
Not easily, but Kanye.
It's pretty easy.
Why is it so easy for you?
Because Kanye has the best discography in music history.
Of course.
Kanye has He's the GOAT, bro. Like across all music, not like on some hip hop shit, just like music GOAT.
But
Nobody's done 8 albums like that. That's he's winning.
You also have
Hits,
to think.
deep cuts.
I know you not
nostalgic.
watching. I know this nigga's never watched Verzuz though.
I have watched Verzuz.
Like, I think a big part of that is how the song plays in a certain room.
Yeah.
And while I think Kanye has the hitters, like thumpers for sure, I think Drake has some songs that could compete with some of Kanye's best. And he could. And when you get
what is Drake playing after Gold Digger? What is Drake following that song
best
with?
I ever had.
It's getting watched.
Nah. See, you tripping,
Baby,
bro.
you my everything. I think I ever wanted.
We could
bro,
do
that's getting shit on by Gold Digger.
I think the other
Miss
problem.
Me.
I think the only other problem with Drake too is like I don't think he can play his biggest songs.
Why?
I feel like if he plays his biggest songs, that room is gonna. I mean, it's gonna be cool, but I think Kanye's biggest songs versus his biggest songs, like Kanye's biggest songs are way better.
It's a fact,
but Drake
bro.
has some deep cuts that are way like that could actually put him in contention.
It's like if Kanye plays Can't Tell Me Nothing and Drake tries to answer it with fucking Hotline Bling.
No,
because
that's the problem.
One Dance.
If he plays
Exactly.
Can't Tell Me Nothing, then Drake plays headlines. We not finna act like Drake don't have tracks where he's talking shit.
I don't think Drake could hold a candle to Kanye in a Verzuz.
I think Kanye wins, but I think it's a fight. Okay.
Who wins against Post Malone?
Well, Morgan Wallen. But
Post Malone is an interesting one.
Sunflower 2 times Diamond.
Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift beats him.
No, I mean I think this is a real conversation. I know Post Malone's funny and like
I don't want to put who do you want to put against Post Malone though?
Drake versus Post Malone is
No,
better.
bro.
All right, we can't do that.
I'm just talking about like Diamond Records, like people that actually like are like pop, hip hop, like superstars. Drake is killing Post Malone. Drake is killing Post Malone. But that's just I'm just trying to think of it.
Post Malone is not in the spirit of Verzuz. Verzuz is black.
Okay.
They can't have that. The
Okay.
only white person invited to Verzuz would be Eminem and John B.
Okay. No Mac
And
Miller.
John B's never getting to Verzuz.
You can't
Mac Miller is not alive. Love you, Mac Miller. R.I.P.
Do you want another Verzuz or do you want another white person?
I want
What do you want from me?
I'll take the first one.
Okay. Jayz is getting beat by Outkast in a Verzuz.
Oh, that stinks, man. It sucks when he says things like that.
Outkast is beating Jayz in a Verzuz.
All right, give me the 5 Outkast songs.
Give me the 5 Jayz songs.
Well, I asked you a question first. You know what I mean? Okay, nah. I'll give you a record and then you tell me what you play for it. Public service announcement.
Public service announcement.
Play Hey Ya Happy Ass song.
Nah, Jay-Z's got it. We're not doing it. We're not doing it.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Put Outkast against who does Kendrick go up against in the verses? Kendrick Drake versus who wins?
Drake. Drake wins in the verses.
Ooh.
Yeah, Drake probably wins in a Verzuz.
If we do the traditional song for song, yeah.
Drake probably wins in a Verzuz.
Why? Because I think when Kendrick plays his shit, it's gonna be the same thing as Kanye. They're gonna be these epic upbeat songs, whereas Drake's gonna be like on some dancey shit.
No, I don't think.
I'm just saying,
I don't
that's
think
the
Kendrick's
reason.
top line feels like Kanye's top line.
Okay, that's fair. I think Drake wins too. I think Drake wins too.
Kendrick is so hip hop.
Yeah.
And I think it's hard to put like a real rapper up against somebody that makes pop crossover music like Drake, like Kanye. You know what I mean? Like these people make songs that are like, I don't know. It's hard.
Who do I want SZA against? Who's another R&B songstress? Or is the like what would be a good R&B singer matchup? SZA versus, because I can't do SZA versus Summer. I mean, you could.
Too early.
SZA's killing
There's
that.
someone else. Well, no.
I think so.
Kehlani and Summer Walker maybe, because Kehlani, but she don't have big enough. She has big enough songs. Like there's got to be another heavy hitter out there for R&B women. No.
Who do you put Beyonce up against?
Beyonce versus
Drake?
Beyonce washes Drake. Beyonce washes
You
Drake.
think?
Yes. Yeah, it's Beyonce, bro.
Osé, do you think Beyonce washes Drake?
Yeah, he get killed.
Beyonce
sure.
washes Drake. I'm putting Beyonce up against like the best of the best. I'm putting Beyonce against Kanye. Whoa. That might be the only person who could give Kanye smoke.
It would be difficult though, because I do feel like they make different types of music.
But I think Beyonce has records that could, like, she could give you the upbeat ones too. To go with Kanye's rap shit, and then when Kanye went on his like vibey shit, like obviously Beyonce could play. That would be a versus I would love to see. But other than Kanye, Beyonce could go against, I mean, Beyonce, Taylor Swift. I would love to see that just to shut the Swifties up.
Give me Beyonce, Rihanna. That's one that I would want to see.
Wow. If it's a 10-song versus, it's close.
Yeah.
If it's 20 songs, Beyonce wins.
She just has more music. Because she can do the Destiny Child stuff too, right?
Even if you don't. Beyonce has, I think, 5, 6 solo albums?
Yeah.
But Rihanna has a lot of... Rihanna put out a lot of music.
Beyonce's got more than 6 solo albums.
Yeah, I'm tripping. But Rihanna has a lot of music too.
Yeah.
I feel like niggas act like Rihanna like kind of like ducked off after like a short career. Rihanna was around for a minute and has hits. Like Pon de Replay was like what, 2008?
Yeah. Or earlier. 2008 was like Take a Bow Rihanna.
I'm actually
Pon de
pretty
Replay.
sure
I feel like Pon de Replay was like 2001.
I'm actually 100% I got that right.
I think Miles is right.
Miles is definitely right, but
Miles is not right. I think Miles is off by at least 5 years.
You want to bet money on it?
No. When did Pon de Replay come out?
How can I? Oh, I can go. That's a remix.
What about Bryson Tiller versus Jacquees?
Hold on.
That'd be tough.
We gotta.
2005. I was 3 years off.
Is that actually tough? I was trolling.
2005. Yep.
Bryson Tiller versus Jacquees. I mean, that for like me, like I would like that. I would enjoy that. But yeah, Bryson Tiller could go up against. You know, who are these little R&B niggas going against? Like Givion's going up against who? Leon Thomas versus who? You know what I mean? Them niggas. The versus is only for legends.
Yeah,
you can't be coming up. You gotta have at least 30 hits to do a versus, or like arguable hits. Could Cardi B do a versus? Nah, she has one album.
Okay,
Nicki could though.
You know who I could? You know who I actually? I don't know if I want to do that. I was gonna have one for Beyonce, but I just don't. I don't think I listen to enough Beyonce to accurately assess her catalog. Because
say it though. Say what you were gonna say.
I was gonna say I'd take The Weeknd over Beyonce in a versus.
No. Yeah, that's crazy. The Weeknd versus who? The Weeknd versus who though? No. That's disrespectful. But The Weeknd versus who? The Weeknd is a good.
I don't think it is. I think The Weeknd has a bigger song, The Weeknd factually has a bigger song than any Beyonce song.
He has a bigger song than any Beyonce song. That's one song. Beyonce is Beyonce. Yeah, like
so does Post Malone.
You know what I mean? I want to see
The Weeknd versus Post Malone.
The Weeknd versus that'd be a great matchup. The Weeknd versus Drake.
The Weeknd versus Drake is actually a pretty decent matchup.
The Weeknd versus Drake would be a really good one.
Yeah, it'd be pretty good.
Ooh, who wins?
I think still Drake.
I think The Weeknd wins that.
That's close. I think I go Drake.
I think you guys are disrespecting The Weeknd.
No, we're not.
Bro.
No, we're not. You're really disrespecting Beyonce, and you had the take right when you haven't listened to enough Beyonce. Beyonce has too many hits, bro. Too many anthems.
You know, The Weeknd has almost 3 times as many monthly listeners as Beyonce.
Bro, monthly listeners, I don't care about that. I care about the songs that are fucking iconic in history.
Yeah.
Like I love The Weeknd. I think The Weeknd is like up there. And like I'm not saying that he can't he could go a couple rounds with Beyonce, pause. Like, you know what I mean? But he's not finna. Yeah, I don't know. Am I tripping or no?
Wait, are we actually having this conversation?
Right? Like this is a stupid conversation.
I thought this was a joke.
I mean, he streams better.
Streaming is not, but like that's not the gauge of this.
I know,
like,
but I think also you're like, I just think it's hard to compare people in different eras because obviously Beyonce has the nostalgia factor. She's far enough removed from some of her biggest hits where she has this like goated legend status. But if we look at the run of The Weeknd from 2012 to 2022 versus Beyonce's best 10-year run, I bet they're way closer than you think.
But what I'm saying is you can't compare eras when someone falls off. So if Beyonce wasn't really like hot right now, then I'd be like, I get it. But Beyonce was hot before The Weeknd and then has been hot the entire time The Weeknd has been hot. Yeah. So it's like she just has too much time accumulated of being an icon and having music that is made like if you get thousands of people in a room to do this verses and like be a crowd for that, so many people of different ages, the young niggas and the old niggas is gonna go crazy for Beyonce. Whereas I feel like the crowd is gonna be a little more skewed with The Weeknd.
That's fair.
But yeah, you hate black women. That's a narrative.
All right.
My bad.
Not true.
I'm sorry.
Not true at all.
Nope. My bad.
And you said I can't come to the verses. No. I should just start my own podcast.
No.
The white boy podcast.
He doesn't. I'm not wanting here.
Podcast.
I'm not wanting here. I'll go talk about geese on my podcast.
Anti-DEI podcast.
The last thing that I want to talk about with you guys before we get up out of here is kind of a scary issue, something that I think is a really big deal. We've touched on AI in music a couple of different times. And I think rarely has it been a situation where the AI has fooled people or gotten to a point where it's like really been like just in regular like playlists and shit like that. Like I feel like niggas aren't really just like kind of stumbling upon the AI song. I haven't found it in my algorithm naturally. And there's this new artist, R&B, or not artist, I don't want to say, this new creation named Xania Monet, who put out a song that I think charted on Billboard. And I also saw Ish on the Joe Budden podcast play it as his sleeper. A bunch of people have been talking about it. And he wasn't aware, and I think a lot of people listening to the song wasn't aware that it's AI.
Oh, he didn't know that?
No.
Oh, wow.
And this is really weird because we listened to the song and it's not bad, but it does feel like this is another step towards it getting more and more normalized.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a decently written song. It's nothing that like blew me away or anything like that. But I could see how like the average R&B listener who wants like a straightforward kind of corny R&B song will be like, yeah, this is good, And then on top of that, we always talk about label games and then being able to boost something up. If this artist is signed, I think if this thing is signed, I don't know if it is. Now it has a machine behind it. That all scares me for what the future could look like with the charts being filled with AI music.
Yeah, it's definitely getting scarier. I mean, I still wasn't like, I'm going to be scared when I hear a song that I really think is good.
But it's not about
AI.
us. It's not about us because I think we're always going to have a different ear with it because we're music nerds. And we really listen to that shit. But like my mom, passive listeners, the masses, niggas who don't really give a fuck about what comes up on the top 40 or whatever they listening to or on the radio, they're going to hum along to this and sing along to this and listen to this. My mom knows a bunch of songs and doesn't know who sings them.
Yeah.
So if this becomes something that just gets around in culture and people are playing this song and putting it behind their videos and all that shit, like, I don't know. We're taking opportunities from artists who are really talented, and it's a slippery slope because labels now, why would I not go and sign that? Because at the end of the day, all labels want is to make money. So if they're able to get these artists under their umbrella that they don't have to talk to, don't have to deal with, don't have to politic with, don't have to deal with their teams, and don't have to spend money on, they can just AI generate this music and push the shit out with no overhead. They're going to keep doing that.
Yeah, I feel like this would be really good for like sync too. You know what I mean? Like I feel like music that, like you were talking about radio, but like music that would be put in like movies, TV shows, commercials, things like that. It seems like a very cheap way to manufacture music for those systems. So I do see your point where it's like, I think large corporations, once they figure it out, the legality of it would definitely jump on this trend.
Music videos have been devalued. Not only do we know, because I think we don't care about music videos, but from sitting behind the scenes in meetings and talking about budgets and things like that, niggas don't give a fuck about putting no push behind music videos. So they're really getting rid of that element where the consumer can relate to an artist and like see them and understand this is how they dress and things like that. You know what I mean? It's really just kind of about the song. What do you use it for? How long can it be hot for? And like, it's just a virality game. It's not about longevity and careers with artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was interested in this too because I did, and I forget her name, but I did read that like the actual writer of this song is like a real person. They just used Suno.
Yeah.
They just used Suno to create the music. I don't know if it's like she laid down the vocals and then Suno processed them in a different way or what have it, but there still was like a real person behind the creation of this music, which makes me feel like why not use your actual name? Why create like an avatar?
And why couldn't the song be given to someone else?
Yeah.
Because I could totally understand if she's just like, I can't perform this the way that I want to. Okay, sell the song. Be a songwriter. If it's such a good song, you know, put it out. And that's where I'm like, I don't think this song is really something that like has gotten a lot of organic love. I think this is something that's probably moving off playlists and things that whoever is pushing it is paying for. And it's a decent enough song to where people are streaming it a little bit. And it's like, it makes enough money because again, the overhead is so low. It probably didn't cost a lot to put this whole thing together. So even if it's not a bunch of organic streams and things like that, the little bit of money you're making off these playlist streams is enough to make the investment worth it.
Yeah, it's definitely scary. I think one thing that I like is that I do think culturally the music is going to change. Like I think music that we like and that we uplift in artist communities and within society is going to change. I think more experimental things are going to rise and become more popular. I think things that might not sound perfect, I think things that have built-in intentional flaws are going to rise. And that's always kind of been music I've liked better anyway, but I could see that becoming more popular amongst everyone because you don't want the shit that sounds perfect. Now that's so easy. You know what I mean? I think we're going to like look for human touches in art because I don't think anybody wants to consume art. I think that song is ruined when you know it's AI because they're talking about this experience with like a non-present father, right? And not being able to like know how to like stand for their worth. But it's like when you listen to a rapper that you know isn't about that shit at all. When you listen to 6ix9ine or fucking, you know what I mean? And it's like, yo, this is a joke. Nothing you're saying is believable or has any validity to it.
Yeah, and that's like the super evil part too. Just like, obviously like, businesses preying and profiting off black trauma and then having like this black woman telling a story about not having a father and like just pushing that stereotype further. Like I think that that's one of many layers about why this shit is so fucked up, but that's not something that could be glossed over. It's like, why did that have to be the situation? Why did that have to be the optic? I don't know. And she has a bunch of other songs that I will never, ever, 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 ever press play on, but it's corny. You got to watch out for what you're listening to. I think it's going to be really hard for especially older people to understand if what they're listening to or what they're watching or seeing is fake or real. So keep an eye out on it. Look at cover art because I'm like, if you look at the cover art to me, I'm like, okay, this is some fake shit. But
yeah, I just encourage artists also to find ways to leverage the human parts of them. You know what I'm saying? Now more than ever, go develop a live presence. Now more than ever, perform and use videos from performances on social media. Like to me, that is like the most valuable asset you have now. Because like I was saying with the shit on X, I don't believe anything I see on X is actually a real organic thought. Most shit that I see on Instagram at this point, I'm just like, my brain says automatically AI. You know what I mean?
This is why I really don't scroll. Like, I don't do the whole doom scrolling thing. Like, I don't really, like, that's why I never really took to TikTok because I'm like, yeah, all this shit is like fake. All this shit is like trying to be pushed on me. Like, I'm just like, I don't get enjoyment out of it because if I'm scrolling for 5 minutes and I'm like, this is all fake or meaningless or shit that's just here to distract me, it's like, that's draining to me. It's like, why do I need to look at this? I'd rather watch a podcast with people who I know, like, your opinion could be wrong or not well researched or anything like that, but at least I know it's original or from you. You know what I'm saying? It feels like that's a person who actually thought this, not just some shit that's trying to play into an algorithm that we have no control over.
Yeah, and I think AI is getting better, but also all of our AI detectors are also getting better.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about you, but I can immediately know if something was written with ChatGPT when I read it.
Yeah,
but also, you don't use ChatGPT that much.
But I know, but you can tell when something is inauthentic and just like I see it on captions more and like tweets. And I haven't really received that many emails, but like, you know, it's like it sounds like the automated messages you get, you know, the bounce back shits.
Yeah, it has a very distinct tone. Each AI has its own tone for sure, and ChatGPT has one that I'm very familiar with just by using it all the time. But there are also specific like literary devices that it always uses, as well as like actual symbols. Like if you ever see a double dash, it's ChatGPT. Like without a doubt. You know what I mean? I've never seen anyone just normally use a double dash, and ChatGPT uses it all the time.
That's funny.
Yeah. I think it's good that we're starting to look for it. and look for ways around it, and just support human art, support humans. Don't just let this happen. This is like a serious problem, and I know my tone has switched since the last time we spoke about it on the podcast, but it is a serious problem, and I think you need to make sure that what you're supporting aligns with what you want the future of the world to look like.
It is fun when you look back after a couple months and you're like, damn, Miles was right.
That's not what I'm saying.
Oh shit.
That's not what I'm saying.
My bad. Some quick hitters before we get out of here, I guess. Big Sean, Janae Aiko, they broke up. That's a power couple.
I didn't even know that.
You know, I feel like they're a staple. I don't really like know what they be doing. They dropped that one album together, but like, you know, I feel like if they're together, the world's got to be going in the right direction. Shit's really fucked up out here. I saw a tweet that says that apparently she broke up with him because he plays too much Nintendo Switch.
Yo.
And I'm just saying that I could definitely imagine Big Sean just being really, really locked in on the Nintendo Switch at the dinner table where she's like, what?
Yo.
I'm right here, Big Sean.
After like 10 plus years, that's the reason.
Other than that, the only thing is women are fighting again. Georgiana versus Caribou.
I think we need to take this to the Patreon episode.
Damn.
I got some thoughts that I only want our real viewers to know about that.
Okay, no music. They get in the boxing ring. Who you taking in a fight?
Caribou, Georgiana?
Yeah.
Caribou.
Yeah, Caribou.
All right.
Who are you taking?
Caribou. Appreciate y'all for watching, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. If you love this content, make sure to tap in on Patreon as well. Catch y'all next one. Peace.